3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Flairbar.com show, live Tales of the Cocktail 2015. Lucky enough to be sitting with a good friend, Alex Barranco. Alex, how you doing, my friend?
Very good, very good. How are you?
Dude, every time I get to see you is great. You always got a smile, and when I look at you, you make me smile.
You got to be happy.
And you must be happy. You're killing it yourself. You're all over the place, doing great events not only in Tampa, but now here in New Orleans. And
Correct.
you know what? This is your 5th Tales?
Yes.
All right, let's start from the beginning. Your first Tales. What did you see then that's different now in the progression of it over the last 5 years?
With Tales itself, more interaction with everybody around. They started a volunteer program for people that were not caps or did not live in the area, that bartenders or enthusiasts that wanted to be more involved.
Caps, what is that? So the people that might not know.
Caps means Cocktail Apprentice Program. It is for bartenders around the nation who want to be involved. There's different levels nowadays. If I'm not mistaken, right now there's 5 different levels, from juicer to the red coat, white coat, black coat. I think there's a green coat. So they each have their own importance, which at the end of the day, you need all of them to come together to put on a great event like Tales. So.
Yeah, it's amazing and seeing it growing. And you're right, the cap thing, like I say, like it's nothing, is a huge advent of what it was,
Right.
The help that it does for all the presenters and everything else, and how much they actually go through behind the scenes, and how much they juice overnight just to make all the cocktails is amazing.
Gallons and gallons.
Let me ask you this. Now, this being your 5th Tales, if you can talk to Alex 5 years ago, hey buddy, future me wants to tell you this before you go to this event, what would you say?
Back a lot of undershirts. It is hot. It is extremely hot, and constantly drink water. I still remember the first year we were here, there was 6 of us or 7 in one room.
Yep.
We would always trade in who was going to sleep, and it was brand new. So when you first get out there, it's all about, like everybody usually says, seminars, getting to know your fellow bartender. Then year 2, you start meeting your distributors and your distillers, and then it works its way all the way up till you meet the owners of the companies, and you're having dinner with them. And you reach that point where now it's time to mentor the newbies. So this year I think we had about 5 or 6 new ones, new 2 Tales, which every one of us veterans, we take on our wing, we show them, we introduce them. And that's what it's all about. I believe the community that we have is all about meeting and learning and mentoring the lower and learning from the others.
I agree 100%, and that's almost rings true to what you're doing in Tampa right now. USBG Tampa is huge leaps and bounds and is a great beacon to show what other chapters can be doing. Let me ask you this, so when you first started the chapter there, what obstacles did you guys see? How did you break down those walls to bartenders to show them the value in becoming a USBG member to where you built it up now?
Well, I think it's been about 5 or 6 years, or 5 years that we've been a chapter now. And it was getting that stigmatism of mixologist or craftologist or this certain elite group. Because at the end of the day, we all started somewhere. We all started whether in a pub, bar, nightclub, turn and burn, but we wanted to learn more. So the previous ones were all about a certain style. I want to involve everybody. Because at the end of the day, you want to learn what's in your body. And that's been a huge push in the world today. What are you eating? What are you drinking? How are you living? And I want to get everybody involved. Not just the bartenders, but I want enthusiasts, people that work in the industry, just somebody that wants to learn. Mm-hmm. And that's what I love doing.
You guys are doing a great job. A huge event that you do, and I'm so impressed with how you guys do it, is the Repeal Day party. Right. If you want to educate our audience, what exactly is Repeal Day, and then how did that help this event get started?
Well, it all began with our first president, my predecessor, Dean Hurst, who had a great vision of starting the Repeal Day party on December 5th. Because on December 5th, 1933, the Volstead Act was repealed, if I'm not mistaken. So on December 5th in Tampa, we hosted a Repeal Day party. It started, like everything else, in the basement of a hotel, and then we took over the whole hotel. Then it's grown to a point that where last year we outgrew that, and we went to this place called the Cuban Club. Actually, just catty corner. It's 4 levels a beautiful place where we just put themes on every floor. This past year, I think we had a little over 650 attendees, which is great. Our vice president had a great idea. He wanted to do more. He wanted it to be more than just one day, and he pushed it, and we got it. We did a 3-day. He wanted 4. We condensed it to 3. Excuse me. And we started with seminars, and we started pulling favors, because when you're at Tails, you get to start meeting people and you build rapport. And if you vibe and you have a great personality, you become friends with these people, and you get their home phone numbers, and you get their email addresses, and you ask them, hey, you want to come to Tampa in December? Who doesn't want to come from New York and up north? So we started building a great repertoire, and we had a great lineup last year. And we're looking to do it again this year. And my whole thing is not just consumers, but get everybody involved.
You do a great party, and your chapter again is a great example. Let me ask you this though: what to our other chapters out there for the United States Bartenders Guild? What is the secret to having a great chapter work together and building more and more members?
I think a lot has to do with delegation, especially from the council side of it. Not hoarding it all, not thinking that not everybody possesses a certain trade or something that could be given back in. Prime example, our treasurer, she's not even in the bar business. She's a general contractor, engineer, CFO. I thought, hey, I'm dating this wonderful woman. She's smart. She knows how to manage money. Please be our treasurer. Yeah. We're great at making it, spending it. So much delegating, not so much, some of us. But she's been a great asset. But I feel that everybody, I've met bartenders that I had no idea could play the saxophone. I have some that I didn't know could build bars. And you need these to all come together like a company. Because what you end up with is this little corporation to have fun and to build. And you just pull the talents. And when people feel that they're needed and wanted, they grow stronger and they bring more people in. And that was my whole idea.
That sense of community, which Jeff talks a lot about with our chapter. So again, not a perfect example, not even a bartender, a scientific. Jeff, what's your official title?
Clinical pathologist.
Clinical pathologist, but he's the most well-supported, always at the event, supports everything, and he's actually won a couple of bartending competitions because he's so methodical in the research stuff. And you would have never guessed that looking at him. Like, he just looks like a party rock star right there. Yeah. And some of the hidden talents of your members. You're right. Now let me ask you this though. That's a good way to kind of get stuff done and build membership. Now, how do you build sponsorship when working with brands to be able to have revenue to do events? What's a good map for success, if you will?
Right. Sit down and talk. Basically, sit down and talk and find out what they're looking for. Tell them what you're looking for and find a happy medium. There's always ways to work around everything. There's a way to come out with a common goal for everybody to win. At the end of the day, it's not what you could give me or what I can give you. It's how can we help each other succeed? Because we're all doing jobs. Mm-hmm. I mean, even the person that owns the brand is doing a job. He wants to sell his product. How does he do that? He employs other people, and you just have a fun event that has a good turnout, where it's not super pretentious. That everybody in understanding, and then educate the people that are coming, the consumers, on what you're doing and why you're doing it. Not just, here's my drink list, let's go, what do you want? And out the door. No, you got to talk about what you're doing. So that way it sticks in their head. One major thing that we learned was, whenever hosting an event, people always remember the beginning and the end. And there's always something that sticks in their head. They might not remember what's in every drink, but they'll remember what was going on when they got it, and that's what you need to have. That bartender that talked to them and had a funny story, or it was really cool, and they served me this drink, and I remember, I don't know what's all in it, but I know it had X spirit in it. So see if I can find him and get that drink again.
Awesome. We just got a text message in from Joe Messina, and his question is, Alex, what makes a great bartender in your opinion?
What makes a great bartender? Someone that can make that customer forget their troubles on time.
Perfect short answer. Alex, we had to come to a break, but when we come back, do you mind being that bartender behind the bar and actually just making us a cocktail?
No, not a problem.
Awesome. Thank you, Alex.
My pleasure.
We'll be back right after this.